The morning sun was just rising over the sparkling blue ocean, painting the sky with warm shades of pink, gold, and orange. Sofia could hardly contain her excitement. Today, she was going on a royal boat ride across the ocean. She had always loved the water, the sound of the waves, the smell of salt in the air, and the gentle sway that made her feel as if the sea itself was welcoming her. Sofia quickly dressed in her favorite blue dress, grabbed her little sun hat, and ran to the royal dock where the boat awaited. Clover hopped beside her, twitching his ears and wagging his little tail with excitement. Amber followed closely, carrying a small picnic basket filled with treats. Sofia looked at the boat with sparkling eyes. It was a magnificent vessel, with bright white sails and polished golden railings that glimmered in the sunlight. The boat bobbed gently in the water, and the sound of waves lapping against its sides made Sofia giggle. "This is going to be the best adventure ever," she exclaimed, jumping onto the deck. Clover barked happily and Amber laughed. Even the crew seemed excited to have Princess Sofia aboard. The gentle breeze ruffled Sofia's hair, and she felt a thrill of happiness and curiosity. As the boat slowly sailed away from the shore, Sofia leaned over the railing, peering into the clear, blue water below. Tiny fish swam near the surface, glinting like silver coins in the sunlight. "Look at all the fish, Clover. Aren't they beautiful?" Sofia said softly. Clover wagged his tail and barked as if agreeing. Amber knelt beside her, pointing to a school of colorful fish darting past. "They're so fast. This is amazing, Sofia." Sofia smiled, feeling a warm joy in her chest. Everything was perfect: the sun, the water, the friends, and the gentle rocking of the boat. Sofia's curiosity got the better of her, and she leaned a little farther over the railing, stretching her hands toward the water. She giggled as a wave splashed gently against the side, sending tiny droplets onto her hands. "It tickles," she exclaimed. Clover barked nervously, hopping closer to make sure she didn't lean too far. Amber reached out, gently taking Sofia's arm. "Be careful, Sofia. The ocean can be tricky," she said softly. Sofia nodded, but her eyes sparkled with the thrill of adventure. As the boat sailed farther from the shore, the waves grew slightly larger. The gentle bobbing turned into a rhythmic sway, making Sofia feel as if the boat was dancing on the water. She laughed and held onto the railing tighter. Suddenly, a bigger wave splashed against the side of the boat, rocking it more than before. Clover yipped, and Amber steadied herself. "Hold on, Sofia. The ocean is getting a little rough," Amber warned. But Sofia, excited and unaware of the danger, leaned out just a little more, reaching to touch the cresting wave. For a moment, everything seemed magical. The sunlight sparkled on the water, and the ocean looked endless and beautiful. But then another larger wave came, stronger than the last. The boat rocked violently. Sofia lost her balance for a second. Her heart skipped a beat as she tried to grab the railing. Her fingers slipped. Clover barked loudly, and Amber screamed, "Sofia!" But it was too late. With a small splash and a gasp, Sofia tumbled over the edge and into the cool, vast ocean below. The water surrounded her instantly, cold and deep. She flailed her arms, trying to swim, but the waves were bigger than she expected. Panic surged in her chest. "Help! Help!" she cried, her voice barely audible above the roar of the waves. Clover barked frantically from the boat, and Amber leaned over, reaching out as far as she could. The boat rocked dangerously, but the crew quickly grabbed ropes and life buoys, ready to help. Sofia struggled to stay afloat, her heart pounding. The ocean felt enormous and frightening, far bigger than anything she had imagined. As she floated in the water, Sofia's mind raced. She tried to remember everything she had learned about swimming and staying calm, but the waves tossed her around. "I can do this. I can stay calm," she whispered to herself, taking a deep breath. Her arms flailed less wildly as she tried to float on her back, keeping her head above the water. A small, curious dolphin appeared nearby, its smooth gray body glinting in the sunlight. It chirped softly and swam close to Sofia, as if checking on her. Sofia blinked, amazed and a little comforted. The dolphin nudged her gently, keeping her afloat just for a moment, giving her hope. Back on the boat, Amber's voice rang out clearly, "Sofia, stay with us. Help is coming." Clover barked and pawed at the edge, and the crew quickly threw a life buoy tied with a rope toward her. Sofia reached out with all her strength, catching hold of it. With the help of the crew and Amber's careful guidance, she was slowly pulled toward the boat. Her heart raced, but relief surged through her as she felt herself rise from the water, finally safe on deck. Sofia shivered but managed a small, grateful smile. thank you all," she whispered, hugging Amber tightly. Clover jumped on her lap, licking her face, happy she was safe. The crew smiled and Amber ruffled her hair gently. Sofia's adventure had turned frightening, but she realized something very important. Adventure was exciting, but the ocean was powerful and must be respected. She looked at the sparkling water around them, feeling awe and gratitude at the same time. Sofia sat on the deck, wrapped in a warm blanket, watching the waves dance under the sunlight. Her heart still raced a little from the fright, but she felt proud of herself for staying calm and trusting others to help her. "The ocean is beautiful, but it's also strong," Sofia whispered to Clover. "Next time, I'll be more careful." Amber nodded, smiling softly. "And that's the important lesson, Sofia. Adventure is wonderful, but safety always comes first." The boat sailed on, carrying Sofia, Amber, Clover, and the crew toward the horizon. The ocean sparkled endlessly, and though Sofia had been frightened, she knew this adventure would be one she would never forget. She hugged Clover and whispered softly, "Thank you for helping me stay brave." And for the first time that day, she truly felt the joy of being alive, safe, and ready to learn from her adventure. The moment Sofia hit the water, a cold shock ran through her body. The ocean felt endless and frightening. She flailed her arms instinctively, trying to keep her head above the waves. Water splashed into her face, making her cough and gasp for air. She kicked her legs, but the waves were strong and relentless, tossing her back and forth. Sofia's heart raced with fear. I can't do this," she cried out, panic rising in her chest. The sparkling water that had looked so inviting from the boat now seemed like a vast, unpredictable giant. Above her, the boat rocked, and Sofia could hear Clover barking frantically. Amber leaned over the railing, calling her name, tears in her eyes. "Sofia, hold on. We'll get you," shouted Amber, her voice filled with worry. The crew scrambled quickly, grabbing ropes and life buoys. One of the sailors tossed a floating ring toward Sofia. She stretched her trembling arms toward it, but the waves knocked it just out of reach. Every time she tried to grab it, the water pulled her in the opposite direction. Her little heart pounded, and she felt herself getting tired, her arms and legs aching from the struggle. Sofia remembered what her parents and swimming teachers had told her about staying calm in water. "If you panic, it's harder to stay afloat," she whispered to herself. Taking a deep breath, she tried to float on her back, letting the water support her body. The cold sea licked her skin, and tiny waves pushed her up and down, but Sofia focused on staying calm. She could hear Amber's voice faintly above the water, urging her to hold on. "You're doing great, Sofia. Just a little longer." Sofia swallowed hard and kept her eyes on the boat, determined to survive. As she floated, something magical happened. A small dolphin surfaced beside her, its smooth gray body glinting in the sunlight. It chirped softly and nudged her gently with its nose, as if checking to see if she was okay. Sofia blinked in surprise. "A dolphin?" she whispered, trying to calm herself. The dolphin seemed to understand her fear. It swam around her, keeping her afloat for a moment, letting her feel supported by something gentle and strong. Sofia hugged the water, trying to steady her breathing. Somehow, having the dolphin nearby made her feel less alone. Below the surface, Sofia saw the beautiful world of the ocean opening up around her. Tiny fish darted past, their scales shining in silver and gold. Colorful corals swayed gently with the current, and she could see a few playful sea turtles gliding through the water. Even in her fear, Sofia was amazed at the beauty of the sea. She realized that the ocean had wonders, but they could be dangerous if she wasn't careful. The sight of the coral and fish gave her a small sense of calm. She focused on breathing slowly, letting the gentle push of the water guide her, and she felt a little stronger. Back on the boat, Amber's voice grew more urgent. "Sofia, grab the rope. You can do it." The crew pulled a long rope attached to a floating ring and threw it toward her. Sofia reached out, her fingers brushing against the rope. The waves tossed her again, but she held on tightly this time. The dolphin nudged her once more, as if cheering her on. Sofia took a deep breath and kicked her legs with all her strength, and finally, the rope was in her hands. The crew began pulling her toward the boat slowly but steadily. Each tug brought her closer to safety. Sofia's muscles ached, and she was exhausted, but she refused to let go. "I can do this," she whispered, feeling a spark of courage inside her. Clover barked and jumped excitedly from the deck, and Amber reached down with both hands, ready to help her. Slowly, Sofia felt herself rising from the water, inch by inch. The cold sea still pushed against her, but she focused on the rope, the dolphin, and the voices encouraging her. She realized that staying calm and listening to help was the key to survival. Finally, Sofia's tiny feet touched the deck, and Amber grabbed her hands, pulling her safely onto the boat. Clover leaped onto her lap, licking her face excitedly. Sofia's body shivered from the cold, but her heart was filled with relief. She hugged Amber and Clover tightly. "I'm okay, thanks to all of you," she whispered, tears in her eyes. The dolphin chirped once and disappeared into the waves, leaving Sofia with a small smile and a feeling of gratitude. Sofia sat on the deck, wrapped in a warm blanket provided by one of the sailors. Her arms and legs ached from the struggle, but she felt proud of herself. She realized she had faced something terrifying and survived. "The ocean is beautiful, but it's strong too," Sofia said softly to Clover, who nuzzled her in agreement. Amber held her close. "And you were very brave, Sofia. You stayed calm, listened to help, and never gave up. That's what helped you." Sofia smiled faintly, feeling a little stronger inside. The boat sailed gently again, and Sofia watched the waves sparkle under the sunlight. She thought about the dolphin, the colorful fish, and the corals she had glimpsed under the water. Even though the ocean had been scary, it had also shown her wonders she had never seen before. She realized that adventure could be exciting but dangerous, and being cautious was just as important as being curious. Sofia felt a deep sense of gratitude for her friends, family, and the magical dolphin that had helped her in the water. By the time the sun was high in the sky, Sofia had warmed up under blankets and the gentle sun. She sipped some water and nibbled a small snack, still feeling tired but proud. "I will never forget this day," she whispered to Clover. "I learned how strong I can be, and how important it is to stay calm and trust others when things go wrong." Amber smiled. "And that's a lesson you'll carry with you forever, Sofia. Courage isn't about never being scared, it's about staying brave even when you are." Sofia nodded, understanding the truth in her words. The rest of the boat ride continued peacefully. Sofia leaned against the railing, still watching the ocean with wonder. She was exhausted, but she felt alive, stronger, and wiser. The dolphin occasionally surfaced nearby, as if checking in to make sure she was okay. Sofia waved gently, smiling, and whispered, "Thank you for helping me. I'll never forget you." The waves sparkled, the sun shone, and Sofia knew that even though danger could come suddenly, courage, patience, and help from friends could always guide her back to safety. Sofia's heart was still racing as she clung to the rope, finally safe on the deck of the boat. Her arms ached from the struggle in the waves, but relief washed over her. She hugged Amber tightly and felt Clover's warm little body press against her chest. For a moment, Sofia closed her eyes, grateful to be alive and surrounded by her loved ones. She could hear the gentle lapping of the water against the boat and the faint chirps of the seabirds overhead. Even though she was safe, a part of her mind was still drawn to the ocean, curious about what had happened beneath the waves. Suddenly, the water near the boat stirred in an unusual way. A shimmering shape emerged from the depths, a beautiful, magical sea creature. It had smooth, glistening scales that reflected the sunlight like jewels, and its eyes sparkled with intelligence and kindness. The creature swam closer to the boat and looked directly at Sofia, as if inviting her to trust it. Sofia blinked in surprise, forgetting her fear for a moment. Who are you?" she whispered softly. The creature tilted its head and let out a gentle, melodic sound, almost like a song, and then dove beneath the waves again, only to reappear even closer. Sofia felt a strange sense of calm wash over her. "Amber, look." Sofia pointed toward the magical sea creature. It's beautiful." Amber smiled softly. "It seems friendly, Sofia, but we must stay careful. The ocean can be unpredictable." Clover barked excitedly, hopping up and down. Sofia nodded. "I think it wants to help me, maybe show me something." She took a deep breath, her curiosity overcoming her fear. With Amber's careful guidance and the crew watching closely, Sofia leaned slightly over the edge of the boat. The creature nudged her gently, almost as if encouraging her to trust it. Slowly, Sofia lowered herself into the water, letting the creature guide her. The ocean surrounded her, cool and alive, and she felt a sense of wonder unlike anything she had ever experienced. Below the surface, the world was vibrant and full of colors. Coral reefs stretched in every direction, forming intricate patterns in shades of pink, purple, and gold. Schools of fish darted past in flashes of silver, orange, and blue. Tiny sea turtles glided gracefully, and even a few playful seahorses swayed gently with the current. Sofia's fear began to fade, replaced by awe. The magical sea creature swam alongside her, nudging her gently whenever she felt unsure. "Wow, it's like another world down here," Sofia whispered to herself. Clover, who had bravely followed along in the water with magical assistance from the creature, barked softly. Amber stayed close too, guiding Sofia and making sure she felt safe. As they swam, Sofia realized that she could move more easily underwater than she had thought. The creature's gentle presence gave her courage. She began to notice even more details, the way the sunlight danced through the water, creating sparkling patterns on the coral, the tiny bubbles rising from the sea floor, and the graceful sway of the underwater plants. Suddenly, Sofia spotted something glimmering in the sand below. Curious, she swam closer, guided by the magical sea creature. The glimmer turned out to be a small, enchanted shell, glowing softly with a golden light. Sofia reached out and picked it up carefully. "It's beautiful," she exclaimed. The creature circled around her, almost as if approving her find. Sofia held the shell tightly, feeling a small warmth in her hands. She realized that even in a frightening situation, the ocean held wonders and treasures for those brave enough to explore. As they continued their underwater journey, Sofia encountered small challenges. A strong current swept past them, making it hard to swim, and some small rocks tumbled near her feet. But the magical sea creature guided her around the dangers, showing her safe paths through the water. Sofia felt herself growing stronger and braver with each challenge. She learned that the ocean was both beautiful and powerful, and that understanding and respecting it was important. She also realized that fear could be overcome with patience, courage, and help from friends. After exploring the colorful reefs and discovering a few hidden treasures, the magical sea creature gently guided Sofia back toward the surface. The sunlight filtered down through the water, creating a sparkling tunnel leading up. Sofia took a deep breath and followed, feeling a mix of relief and joy as she broke through the surface. The boat was right there, bobbing gently in the waves, and she could see Amber and Clover waving excitedly. Sofia swam toward them, holding the enchanted shell close to her chest. She felt proud of herself for trusting the magical creature and overcoming her fear. Once back on the boat, Sofia was wrapped in a warm blanket, her hair dripping but her heart full of excitement. That was incredible," she exclaimed. Amber smiled, helping her sip some water. "I'm glad you're safe, Sofia. And it looks like you had a very special guide," she said, pointing to the gentle ripples in the water where the magical sea creature had disappeared. Clover barked happily, nuzzling Sofia's arm. "It's like a little friend from the ocean," Sofia said softly, smiling. She looked at the glowing shell in her hand and felt a warm sense of connection to the magical world she had just seen. As the boat sailed onward, Sofia reflected on her underwater adventure. She had been terrified at first, falling into the vast ocean, but she had discovered courage and wonder in the depths. She realized that even dangerous moments could lead to beautiful experiences if she stayed calm, trusted others, and paid attention to the lessons around her. Sofia hugged Amber and Clover tightly, feeling grateful for their care and support. The ocean, she understood, was both a place of fun and a place of respect, and now she had learned to approach it with both curiosity and caution. By the time the sun began to dip toward the horizon, casting golden light across the waves, Sofia had regained her energy. She placed the enchanted shell gently on the deck, watching it glimmer softly in the evening sunlight. She smiled, knowing it would remind her of the magical underwater journey and the courage she had found within herself. Clover hopped excitedly, Amber laughed softly, and the crew beamed with pride at Sofia's bravery. Sofia leaned against the railing, feeling the gentle sway of the boat beneath her. She thought about the magical sea creature, the colorful coral reefs, and the treasures she had seen. She realized that adventure was wonderful, but it required patience, courage, and trust. She whispered softly, "Thank you for helping me be brave." The ocean sparkled around her, calm and beautiful now, as if smiling back. Sofia knew this adventure would stay in her heart forever, a story of fear, wonder, and courage she would never forget. Once Sofia was safely back on the boat, wrapped in a warm blanket and resting beside Amber and Clover, she began to feel a mixture of relief and lingering fear. The adrenaline of the fall had worn off, leaving her body tired and her mind full of thoughts. She looked out over the calm ocean, the waves sparkling softly in the afternoon sun, and reflected on the events of the day. The excitement of the morning, the sudden panic in the water, and the magical underwater adventure with the sea creature all mingled together in her mind. It had been the most frightening and yet the most incredible experience she had ever had. Sofia shivered slightly from the cool breeze, and Amber leaned closer, brushing a wet strand of hair from her face. "You were so brave, Sofia," Amber said gently. "Even when you were scared, you stayed calm and trusted us, and the magical creature, to help you. That's true courage." Sofia nodded slowly, realizing the truth in Amber's words. She had been terrified when she fell into the ocean, but somehow, she had found the strength to survive and even explore beneath the waves. She hugged Clover, feeling the little rabbit's warmth and comfort, and smiled faintly. Her parents soon came to check on her. Queen Miranda and King Roland knelt beside Sofia, concern etched on their faces. "My brave princess," her mother said softly, "we were so worried when you fell. But we are proud of you for keeping calm and trusting those who were helping you." Her father nodded, holding her hands gently. "Accidents happen, Sofia. The important thing is that you learned from it and stayed safe. You've grown a lot today." Sofia felt tears welling up in her eyes, not from fear this time, but from gratitude and relief. She realized how lucky she was to have such loving family and friends by her side. As the boat sailed on, Sofia began to share her feelings out loud. "At first, I was so scared," she admitted. "The water felt endless, and I thought I might not make it. But then, the dolphin came, and later the magical creature showed me the underwater world. I felt a little less scared because they were helping me." Amber smiled warmly. "Yes, Sofia. And you learned something very important today. It's okay to be afraid, but it's how you face fear that makes you strong." Clover hopped onto her lap, pressing his soft body against her chest. "And we'll always be here to help you, Sofia," he said gently. Sofia took a deep breath and looked at the ocean stretching endlessly around them. The water was calm now, but she remembered how unpredictable it had been earlier. She thought about the beauty beneath the surface, the coral reefs, the colorful fish, and the glimmering treasures she had seen with the magical creature. Even though she had been frightened, she realized that she had been given a gift, a chance to see a world few people ever saw. She felt grateful for the experience, even though it had come with fear and danger. The rest of the afternoon was quieter. Sofia rested on a soft cushion on the deck, sipping warm water and watching the sunlight dance across the waves. Amber and Clover stayed close, talking to her and sharing stories to help her relax. The crew carefully guided the boat, making sure Sofia felt safe at all times. Sofia's thoughts drifted to the magical creature and the friendly dolphin. She wondered where they had gone and hoped that they would continue to explore the ocean safely. She realized that kindness could come from anywhere, even the creatures of the sea, and that the world was full of surprises waiting to be discovered. As the day went on, Sofia began to regain her energy. She stood slowly, holding Amber's hand, and looked over the side of the boat. The water shimmered under the sun, peaceful and calm. She could see a few small fish swimming near the surface and a gentle school of dolphins playing in the distance. Sofia's heart felt lighter. She realized that even though the ocean could be dangerous, it was also a place of beauty and wonder. She whispered softly, "I'll be careful, but I'll never stop loving the ocean." Amber smiled and squeezed her hand. "That's the spirit, Sofia. Courage and curiosity go hand in hand, but so does respect and caution." Later, Sofia decided to draw what she had seen underwater. She pulled out her sketchbook and began to capture the colors of the coral reefs, the schools of fish, and the magical sea creature that had guided her. Clover watched intently, occasionally offering soft encouragement, and Amber helped her choose colors. Sofia realized that the memories of her adventure were something she could keep forever in her heart and in her drawings. She felt proud of herself for facing fear, for trusting others, and for learning from the experience. As evening approached, the boat sailed closer to shore. Sofia watched the sky turn shades of orange and pink, feeling a peaceful sense of closure. She hugged Amber and Clover and whispered, "Thank you for staying with me. I don't know what I would have done without you." Amber smiled and ruffled her hair. "You were brave, Sofia. You also learned something important, to always be mindful, even when you're having fun. That lesson will help you on every adventure." Clover nuzzled her softly, and Sofia felt her heart fill with warmth. Finally, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the ocean, Sofia felt completely calm. She had faced fear, discovered a magical underwater world, and learned the value of courage, patience, and trust. The gentle rocking of the boat felt comforting now, and she knew that she had grown stronger from the experience. Sofia leaned back on a soft cushion, hugged Clover and Amber close, and whispered softly, "Adventure is wonderful, but safety and love make it even better." The stars began to twinkle in the sky, reflecting on the calm ocean. Sofia felt a quiet happiness and gratitude for the lessons she had learned and the love that surrounded her. She understood now that challenges could be overcome with courage, trust, and the help of friends. She smiled, ready for tomorrow, and knew that while she would always cherish adventure, she would approach it with wisdom and care. The ocean was a beautiful, magical place, and Sofia felt lucky to have seen its wonders while also learning to respect its power. The next morning, Sofia woke up feeling refreshed and a little excited, though the memory of her fall lingered in her mind. She stretched her arms and looked out at the calm ocean, sparkling under the soft morning sun. The waves gently rocked the boat, and the seagulls flew gracefully overhead. Clover hopped up beside her bed, nudging her softly, while Amber smiled warmly. "Good morning, Sofia. How are you feeling today?" she asked. Sofia took a deep breath and smiled. "I'll be brave and ready to enjoy the ocean safely." She hugged Amber and Clover tightly, grateful for their care and love. Breakfast was served on the deck, and Sofia ate slowly, savoring the warm food and the soft breeze. Her parents came by to check on her, smiling gently. "We are proud of you, Sofia," her mother said. "You have learned an important lesson about courage and safety." King Roland nodded, patting her shoulder. "The ocean is a place of beauty and adventure, but it is also powerful. Today, you know how to enjoy it wisely." Sofia nodded, thinking about the magical creature, the dolphin, and the underwater treasures she had seen. Her heart was full of gratitude and awe. After breakfast, the crew prepared the boat for another part of the ocean journey. Sofia stayed close to the railing, holding Clover and Amber's hands, feeling secure and excited. The waves were gentle, and the sun sparkled on the water. Sofia watched schools of fish swim near the surface, and a playful dolphin leapt alongside the boat, as if welcoming her back to the sea. She waved at it and smiled, remembering how it had guided her the day before. She realized that the ocean could be fun and safe if she respected it and stayed careful. Sofia decided to explore the boat's deck carefully, taking small steps and holding onto railings whenever needed. Clover hopped along beside her, and Amber walked close, ready to help if necessary. The gentle sway of the boat reminded Sofia of the waves she had faced, but now she felt confident. She understood that her fall had been frightening, but it had taught her bravery, patience, and the importance of paying attention. The ocean's beauty was now even more special, because she had learned to respect it. As the boat sailed further, Sofia noticed a small island in the distance, surrounded by crystal-clear water. She asked the captain if they could visit the shore carefully. The crew agreed, and soon the boat anchored near the island. Sofia stepped onto the soft sand, feeling the warmth beneath her feet. The island was full of colorful flowers, tall palm trees, and tiny crabs scuttling across the sand. Sofia giggled as Clover chased a small crab, and Amber collected some seashells. The calmness of the island filled Sofia with a sense of peace. She realized that adventures could be both exciting and safe when she approached them with care and attention. While exploring the island, Sofia shared her story with Amber and Clover, recounting her fall, the underwater adventure, and the magical sea creature that had helped her. "I was so scared at first," she said softly. "But then I stayed calm and trusted that help would come. And I learned that the ocean is full of beauty and wonder, even if it can be dangerous." Amber nodded, listening carefully. "And that's the lesson, Sofia. Being brave doesn't mean never being afraid. It means facing your fears, staying calm, and making smart choices." Clover hopped excitedly, as if agreeing, and Sofia hugged both of her friends. The sun climbed higher, and Sofia, Amber, and Clover played gently along the shore. They built small sandcastles, collected seashells, and watched the waves lap against the beach. Sofia felt happy and safe, enjoying the ocean in a new way, mindful, cautious, but still full of curiosity. She realized that her adventure had made her stronger, more aware, and grateful for the love and support of her family and friends. She laughed as Clover chased tiny crabs again, feeling her heart light with joy. Before leaving the island, Sofia placed a small bouquet of flowers in the sand as a thank you to the magical sea creature and the dolphin that had helped her. She whispered softly, "Thank you for keeping me safe and showing me your world. I'll never forget your kindness." The waves sparkled in response, and a gentle breeze carried her gratitude across the ocean. Sofia felt a deep connection to the sea, understanding that the world held wonders and magic for those who approached it with respect, courage, and kindness. Back on the boat, the journey continued smoothly. Sofia leaned against the railing, watching the endless blue horizon and the sparkling water. She reflected on the events of the past day, the fall, the fear, the underwater adventure, and the return to safety. She realized that she had learned important lessons about courage, patience, trust, and the beauty of the ocean. She felt proud of herself for staying calm and brave, and grateful for everyone who had helped her, including the magical sea creatures. As evening approached, the boat sailed back toward the castle shore. Sofia felt a calm excitement, thinking about sharing her adventure with her family and friends. She had faced danger and uncertainty, discovered magic and beauty, and grown braver because of it. Clover hopped onto her lap, Amber held her hand, and Sofia smiled at the sunset reflecting on the water. She knew that adventures were wonderful, but they were even better when approached with care, courage, and respect for the world around her. Finally, as the boat docked safely at the castle, Sofia stepped onto solid ground. She hugged Amber and Clover tightly and thanked the crew for keeping her safe. Her parents greeted her with warm embraces, proud smiles, and gentle words. "You have grown today, Sofia," her mother said. "You faced fear and danger, and you learned how to be brave and wise." Sofia nodded, feeling a deep sense of gratitude and happiness. She looked at the sparkling ocean one last time, promising to return someday with caution and curiosity. That night, as Sofia lay in her bed, she thought about the dolphin, the magical sea creature, and the treasures of the underwater world. She understood that courage didn't mean never being afraid. It meant facing fear, trusting others, and appreciating the beauty around her. She whispered softly to herself, "Adventure is wonderful, but love, care, and courage make it even more special." Clover curled up beside her, Amber kissed her forehead, and Sophia drifted to sleep, smiling, peaceful, and proud of the brave princess she had become. From that day on, Sophia remembered her ocean adventure as a story of wonder, bravery, and wisdom. She never forgot the lessons of the waves, the magical creatures, and the love that had kept her safe. And she knew that every adventure, no matter how big or small, was an opportunity to grow, to be brave, and to appreciate the beauty and magic of the world around her.